I going to discuss about the concept. The name of the concept is commerce. Now I am going to discuss briefly the concept about commerce. In this concept, we mainly highlights meaning of commerce. Number one, meaning of commerce. Number two, role or functions of commerce. And third one is types or classification of commerce. When we discuss about types of commerce or classification of commerce, then commerce is classified in two types. One is trade, another one is aids to trade. Again, trade is classified into internal trade and external trade. Again, internal trade is classified into wholesale trade and retail trade. Again, external trade also classified into three categories. These are import trade, export trade and entry-port trade. So, in this concept, we acquire knowledge regarding meaning of commerce, role or function of commerce, types of commerce, what are the different classification of commerce, what are the different types of trade, and what are the different types of internal trade and what are different types of external trade. So, commerce is nothing. Commerce here means, commerce is nothing. Commerce means an activity of collecting goods and services from the place of origin to the place of consumption. That means, commerce means activities of acquiring or collecting goods and services from the hands of producer and reaches it to the hand of ultimate user or consumer. So, commerce means an activity of collecting goods and services from the place of production to the place of consumption. Again, commerce here means an activity of collecting or procuring goods and services from the place of production to the place of consumption. Next, role or functions of commerce. When we discuss about the role or functions of commerce, then we find commerce plays a very crucial role, very important role in business. How commerce plays important role or crucial role, this will be clear from the following discussion. When we discuss about role or function of commerce, then we find commerce helps to remove hindrance of person, hindrance of person, hindrance of person. Commerce helps us to remove hindrance of person. Hindrance of person here means, as we know that who produce goods is known as producer, or who manufacture goods is known as manufacturer, and who use the goods is known as user or consumer. So, there are different producers in different places. So, different producers scattered in different places and different consumer or user also scattered in different places. This person's hindrance can be removed with the help of commerce, because commerce refers to an activity of collecting goods and services from the place of production to the place of consumption. Next one is hindrance of place. Hindrance of place. Hindrance of place. Hindrance of place here means a producer is far away from a consumer. Suppose a consumer is in a local place, but a producer is in far distance place or metro place. So, these place differences will be removed, will minimized only with the help of commerce. So, commerce help the distance or remove the distance or avoid the distance of place. Third important role plays in commerce is hindrance of exchange. removing hindrance of exchange. As we know, money is the medium of exchange. Hindrance of exchange, as we know, exchange here means money. Money is the medium of exchange. So a producer is far distance from from customer or a consumer is far distance from a producer or manufacturer. So monetary exchange become possible only through banking transactions. So bank will help to exchange money from the hands of consumer or from the hands of buyer to the hands of producer. Next, removing the hindrance of time. Hindrance of time. Hindrance of time. Hindrance of time here means if a producer want to buy a goods from if a producer want to sell goods to a consumer or if a consumer wants to buy a goods from the producer, and if there exists a far distance, long distance, then it become possible to maintain time. So commerce, this commerce helps us time, and it will avoid the hindrance or problem of time in case of transaction. Removing hindrance of risks is another important rule. Hindrance of risks. As we know that hindrance of risks here means as we know that different types of risks involved in case of business. So commerce help us to minimize the risks in case of business transaction. Risks arises due to theft, due to pilferage, due to damage of product. This will be minimized. This will be avoided only with the help of commerce. These are the important role played commerce in business organization or in business transaction. Third one is types or classification of commerce. When we classify commerce, then we find that commerce is mainly classified or broadly classified into two types. One is trade, another one is aids to trade. Aid means help. Trade means buying and selling of goods and services for the purpose of earning money or for the purpose of earning monetary gains or monetary benefits. It is known as trade. Trade means buying and selling of goods and services in terms of money for the purpose of earning monetary benefits. The name of this one is trade. And here aids to trade means, aids to trade or helps to trade means for the purpose of performing trading, different types of services required for the purpose of smooth operation of business activities. The name of this one is aids to trade or helps to trade. Again, trade means purchasing and selling of goods and services in terms of money with a view to earn monetary gains or with a view to earn monetary benefits or with a view to earn profits. The name of this one is trade. Whereas aids to trade means for the purpose of performing trading activities or trade activities, different types of services or facilities required or necessary for the purpose of smooth operation of trading activities. The name of this one is aids to trade or helps to trade. This one is aids to trade or helps to trade. Now we discuss trade, types of trade. So trade again can be classified into two categories. One is internal trade and another one is external trade. When we discuss about internal trade, then we find internal trade here means trade which happen within the boundary of our country, within the regions of our country, within the area of our country, within our country. The name of this one is internal trade. Internal trade here means trade when trade happen within the geographical area of our country, within the boundary of our country, within the area of our country, within our country, the name of this one is internal trade. As for example, trade between two states within our country. As for example, trade between Assam, Assam and Meghalaya. As for example, trade between Assam and Manipur. As for example, trade between Tripura and Meghalaya. These are the examples of internal trade because both of these states exist within India. When we discuss about internal trade, then we find internal trade is classified into two categories. One is wholesale trade, another one is retail trade. When we discuss about channels of distribution, before discussing this, before discussing about wholesale trade and retail trade, we must know the channels of distribution. Channels of distribution here means goods reaches from the hands of producer to the hands of ultimate user with the help of different channel, with the help of different media. The name of this one is channels of distribution. Now we discuss about channels of distribution. CHANNELS, channels of distribution. Channels of distribution, when we discuss about channels of distribution, first come producer or manufacturer. Producer or manufacturer. Then come wholesaler. Then retailer. Then consumer. Or we can say ultimate user. All of we must remember one thing, channels of distribution. Goods produced by producer or manufacturer. After producing goods by producer or manufacturer, it will come in the hands of wholesaler. From the hands of wholesaler, it will go in the hands of retailer. From the hands of retailer, a consumer become able to accept or receive the goods. So, a consumer become unable to receive goods directly from the hands of producer. Like that, it become impossible by producer to directly sell goods in the hands of consumer because there exists a chain. The name of this chain is channels of distribution. In these channels of distribution, producer and manufacturer, first position producer and manufacturer, second one is wholesaler, third one is retailer, and last one is consumer. So, in this channel, here is wholesaler, here is retailer. So, internal trade also classified into two trade, one is wholesale trade, another is retail trade. Wholesale trade here means a person who operate wholesale trade is known as wholesaler. Wholesaler purchase huge quantity or large quantity or bulk quantities of goods from the hands of producer or manufacturer and resell it in small quantity in the hands of retailer. The name of this one is wholesale trade. A person who perform wholesale trade is known as wholesaler. A person who perform wholesale trade is known as wholesaler. Wholesaler means a person who purchase bulk quantities or big quantities or huge quantities of commodities from the hands of producer and resell it in small quantities in the hands of retailer. Another one is retail trade. A person who perform retail trade is known as retailer. Retailer means a person who purchase commodities from the hands of wholesaler and resell it in small quantities in the hands of consumer. The name of this one is retail trade. Next, external trade. External trade. External trade here means, all of you remember, external trade here means a trade which happens between two or more nations. When a trade happens between two countries, when trade happens between two nations, the name of this one is external trade. External trade again classified into three categories. One is import trade, another is export trade, another is entry-port trade. One is import trade, another one is export trade, another one is entry-port trade. So, what is import trade? A person who performs import trade is known as importer. Importer. A person who performs import trade is known as importer. Import means when we purchase goods from outside the country. When we receive goods from outside the country to our country, the name of this one is import. A person who performs import trade is known as importer. Export trade, when we sell goods or send goods to outside the country for the purpose of earning monetary benefit, the name of this one is export trade. A person who performs export trade is known as exporter. Is known as exporter. Last one is entry-port trade. Entry-port trade here means when we import goods from abroad with a view to export it to another country. All of you remember, entry-port here means when we import goods from abroad with a view to export it to another country, the name of this one is entry-port trade.